So if you have any questions, give me a ring. I'm Nico, and I am the community man. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
We going nuclear war or what?
I hope not.
No, I heard your investments are kind of in the middle of the whole fucking neighborhood over there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I was legit there the same month that the bombs came down. Thank God all of my friends and business partners there are safe.
That's
good. And they're all very positive for what the market is holding. But, really at this time, there's not much you could forecast until things settle. Hopefully things settle pretty soon for my best interest and the best interest of everybody's safety in the UAE and the Middle East.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast it escalated everywhere. Obviously, we've been looking at Iran for a while, but, this is not Venezuela, man. You can't just go in there for 28 minutes and take out some fucking guy and call it a day. There's no cultural holy wars in Venezuela. This is east, west, right on the fucking border of the whole thing, and it's a mess, man. So, in all seriousness, obviously I've seen you doing work there, and I hope that all works out okay, but I just hope the whole region's, intact.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm very not in the understanding of anything political happening, and I kind of just started trying to understand what the, issues are, but from a business standpoint, it's interesting because leading up into this is the conversation and this is the investor's worry when investing in the Middle East, right? What is the temperature of the political standpoint and safety of my money being there? Right. And leading up into it, that's part of the reason why I first took that trip there, to really understand what it felt like being there, boots on the ground. And as far as feeling safe there, you feel very safe. And then something like this happens and it makes you second guess that safety. But from now having real connections and a real community around me that lives in Dubai and does business in the UAE, it's also brought me into relationships and expanded my community and network into people that have been there for 20 plus years, and they were all forecasting this before it even happened. And the same conversation, it really depends on what the actual impact is there to justify what the next steps are going to be for the investments going on. Because the way I see it from the outsider looking in, and just as a businessman, unless there's a catastrophic big bomb or something that hits the Burj Khalifa or the Burj Arab where mass damage happens, it seems as if the UAE can manage this type of issue and conflict. They also which is extremely different than here, they control their media.
You saying that's good?
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying that it adds a different element of being able to understand what's happening, right? Because when you're here in America and even in the Western world, all over, you're just getting hit with so many different viewpoints and different media sources where you don't know what to trust. And I'm not saying that what they're producing and what they're putting out is real, fake, or not. It's at least one clear message from the top where this is the message and this is what we're putting out there. If there's anything else, that's not from us, and they're not claiming that. So everybody's political viewpoints, and it's tough to talk about this on camera because I am in business and you don't know who believes in what and things like that. But the one thing I do know is coming from a conflict like COVID when I was in business and being in essential business where I had to stay open and serve the community food, and people did rely on me during that time, the message that I was getting from the government was not a clear message.
That's right.
One day it was put a mask on. The next day it was don't wear a mask, don't touch money, you can't serve people within 6 feet, but you still got to pay your rent, you still got to pay your water bill, and it was very confusing as an operator at that time to feel confident in the message that I'm getting given by my government, right? Whereas in the UAE, it's very black and white with what their message is. Like, for example, today is Thursday. Wednesday, the development company that I'm working with out there, everybody's back in the office. Everybody's working again. And
They get bombed, they're back one day later.
That's crazy.
It's
Call
crazy.
that toughness.
You know, and obviously everybody has a financial interest that's, you know, putting out certain messages. And that's why I'm careful with what message I want to put out there.
Can you talk on, too, in the UAE, the government, you had told us the government is bought into a bunch of projects. So you said the media, they control a lot, but the projects, especially in Ras Al Khaimah,
Yeah.
like if it falls, the government, it falls as well with their investments in that area.
So the way that development works in what are you laughing at?
Watch some rockets.
You're monitoring the situation.
Monitoring.
So we are monitoring the situation as well to make sure
Please
that
continue.
we're not talking BS.
Steve's looking for the nuke right now.
So the way that the projects are structured is based off a master plan. So the master plan and the master developer is the government of the UAE. So their interest in the project is planned out through the finish line of the master development. So you buy a plot of land directly from the government. That lot is projected to be a 300-unit, 4-story tall building, right? As the land purchaser, you buy it from the government, and the money that you're putting in for the development is put into an escrow account, and then that escrow account is held by the government, and the money that you pay the developer or pay the GC is pulled from that escrow account. So God forbid the landowner or the developer default on that lot, all the money that was put into that escrow account to fund the development is then put back into the government's hands, and then they pass it on to, you know, one of their top developers or one of their, you know, companies that could finish the project, so that the end investor, the person that bought the unit, is safe in that aspect. Obviously, this is so different if bombs rain down on the area.
Yes.
Like, we don't
But
know.
I mean, the first time the bombs went down, they took like one day off, like I said, and came back. It was pretty impressive. In America, we'd have been like, yo, we're going in our bunker for like 4 months. People are like, don't come outside over there. They're like, oh, it's okay. We're back.
Well, again, I think it has a lot to do with the government putting out that message, right? Like,
Yeah, they're like, go back to work. Or
like
whatever, in fucking
CNN
prison.
would be like spinning in their chair if bombs were coming down here. Again, I think it's a completely different animal comparing the two. But yeah, the government definitely has so much more control, and it's a lot more black and white on how they operate business and what your relationship is as an investor or a developer with the government. Whereas in here, there's so much red tape that you have to go through to, you know, make a deal happen.
Right.
So there, it's very simple. If you have the capital and you want to buy, you know, we have the pathway for you to get there.
All right, could we take a step back for a second? Because this has been really good context on the UAE and some of the stuff that's going on. I know we'll get into that some more. But what was the context of you going over there in the first place? Where did the idea come from, and what specifically are you actively doing?
So the way I got introduced to this is a client of mine here in New Jersey is actively investing in an area of the Emirates called Ras Al Khaimah, which they call RAC. And what he's doing there is buying plots of land and partnering with a development company called B&W, and they're developing all around the master plan of RAC, which the master plan of RAC is built around the first casino being put in the Emirates.
Can we pull up a map of that, Steve? So
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to pull up a map.
Yeah, but go ahead.
So my investor pretty much pitched this to me and explained that he has several projects going on, and the way that they sell these projects is you buy the land, you partner with the developer. So what are we looking at right now?
What's
This
the
is
name of
RAC.
it again?
Rack City.
Yeah. So
Al Rack.
Rack City.
no. Ras, RAS, Al, KH. Right there. No.
First
Khaimah.
one, core, kind of.
No.
Second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, second one.
Yeah, second one.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
north.
it's up there.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like in the desert.
It's legit directly across from Iran. So
Oh, that's not great.
it's not the greatest.
All right, so let's zoom all the way out. Steve.
Zoom out so you could see like
Oh, that's dangerously close.
yeah.
They're looking at that straight
But
up
also
moves right in their fucking eyes.
the region of Iraq already is a very like financial place because, as you could see, the Gulf is on the inside, but the Arabian Sea, I think it is, everything comes in through that top part right there, which I'm sure you have a very good understanding of.
Oh yeah, you got Al Rams Beach.
Yep. There's sharks out there. There's sharks out there, right?
I'm sure
The
there's
Google
sharks.
Maps show that there's
Look up-
stuff going on.
Look
you know?
up Marjan Island though.
I don't fuck with sharks.
Marjan Island.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, where'd the guy get eaten?
So that's
summers
that
ago?
right there is where the first master plan is. So that's Marjan Island. On the top right, that whole sect, yep, right there, Deef, is owned by the Wynn Casino and the government of the UAE.
Already got it on
Already,
the map.
I mean, the
Co-owned.
co-owned, so they're partnered in the project. It's like a JV. Majority shareholder is the UAE government.
Right.
Win is a 40%, but they're developing everything. There right now, 70-story high wind towers there. That circular part, that's in the center of it. It's going to be called Marjan World. A big developer is building, like, spending pretty much, close to the amount of money that Wynn is spending to build another attraction on the island. And the majority of B&W, the developer that I'm partnered with, projects is on that island.
You know what's crazy? That looks...
It's
like
man-made.
That looks like a mini Atlantis.
Mm.
You ever seen the design of Atlantis with the circle in the middle? Or like
Yeah.
even Tenochtitlan in the old Aztec Empire? I see what they... Yeah, Dave, if we could pull that up. Well, that might just... What did it land... Yeah, see it?
Oh, good
Oh,
There it
connection.
is.
Wow.
That's the same fucking thing. Now pull up Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan.
Mm.
All right, let's see. Map of Tenochtitlan. Little different, but like same. kind of idea. Circular eye in the middle, kind of pupil. That's
Bing,
cool.
Bing.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Big.
all a man-made island. That like first hook and then the circle and then the wind. It's all man-made, and
Yeah.
they've been trying to develop this island for a long time now. But the foothold of what really turned this thing up was the Wynn signing the contract with the UAE that they're going to give them a gaming casino here on that island there. So all of the plots between all three of those islands right now, it's really 4, are sold out. If you zoom out a little bit, Deef, the second master plan is called Rack City, and it's... Wait, don't go that far up. Pretty much that white, where your mouse is,
Al
behind,
Jazeera?
a little bit further, that's Al Khaimah, but right behind it, yeah, that's all going to be a downtown area. And then directly on the coastline of where the island is, not that far down, like legit right on the coastline to your right, is all going to be Marjan Beach.
Wow.
So it's 3 different master developments.
They're gonna have like the beach bar thing going
It's gonna
on.
the whole like push is called work, live, play, where you have enterprise financial district, big companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple are gonna be in. Obviously, the Wynn is gonna have a corporate office there, and other hospitality brands. The biggest hospitality brands in the world are there, like Marriott, Hilton,
Right.
Jacob and Co. B&W is doing a project.
Money's there.
No, the money is there. And one of the coolest things I ever got to do when I was there was Tonino Lamborghini
Oh, I saw this.
is partnering with B&W to do a building there right on that circular island, and my client is invested in it, and we were like VIP guests of the launch of the event. And
Didn't you like fly out like an hour after that or something too?
we went to the event. We ended at like 12 a.m. We got on a car, drove to the airport, and flew out at like 2 a.m.
I think this is good to touch on is how you're able to get into doors that people usually can't because you're so
Look at
you just love
episode 41
connecting.
taking over here. I love it.
Episode 41. You love connecting. So I think the fact they even got to Dubai is
Yeah, I mean, and
cool.
and really, since I've gotten home, the network and community that I'm trying to build around that opportunity has really expanded my business and opportunities like times a million, because the level of investor and the level of development that's going on there has opened my eyes and made me understand, real estate investment on such a deeper scale.
Why?
Here, to get into the rooms that people are developing at that scale, the level of entry is very difficult. They don't really trust you But now that I've been dealing with big time developers who are not, we're talking about 10 million plus investments, right? Like in dollar amounts. So it makes you understand the process much more. And then obviously having that relationship, and it's not like I'm connected to, like ground floor employees. Like, since the relationship with my investor here in New Jersey he was one of the first movers on the island. So in all of the plots in the first master development, the island Al Marjan, his plot that he bought was one of the first. So you have that relationship with the development company, and since you're buying directly from the government, you have that relationship with the government. So the type of conversations and meetings that I'm sitting with are not, like lower level things. So having that opportunity and bringing it back home, obviously I have a network here and a brand here already. I never had the opportunity to bring something valuable like that to somebody. Now I have that in my back pocket. It allows me to at least get in the door with some of these big time players here, which obviously have blossomed into what I'm doing now, right? And I'm working with developers all over the Northeast that are doing these type of projects, because these type of projects, when you look at them on paper, it's really, obviously, once you get past what's happening now, politically and conflict-wise, like, it's like, hey, if we put this chunk of money here, it's going to take this much time and effort to turn it into this much money. Whether that's in the UAE, whether that's in Florida, whether that's in New York, it really doesn't change much. It's just more about, like, the feasibility studies and all of those different number analytics that go into it, but they're not looking at it as, like, a residential ground up construction thing.
I see what
it's
you're
more
saying.
of like institutional investing at that point.
Here's the one thing I worry about with anywhere over there, and it's not the fault of the UAE at all either, but like, we get real complacent here in America because we haven't been invaded since the War of 1812, right? So we don't even think of it that way. We got fucking oceans between us, and then we got two countries that, are not on our level economically, to the north and the south. It's not, and, they're allied. Obviously, there's some issues with the cartels in Mexico, but you get the point. Like, we don't deal with the things that powerful countries around the world, strictly because they're connected to all these other countries, some of whom are powerful or even filled with madmen, deal with. So I even think when we talk about investments in America sometimes, and we talk about things 10 years, 20 years, 30 years out, my thought is always like, the world is progressing, technology is progressing. You don't know what the future looks like. God forbid something horrible happen. Like, how are you going to plan for something this long? That's kind of nuts. When I'm over there, I mean, they're fucking staring right at Iran.
Yeah.
They got Israel fucking 200 miles away. They never saw a fight they didn't like, whatever it is, 400 miles. Close. They got Saudi Arabia right there. They're in the dead center of the world that separates East versus West. So when these guys are talking, obviously, they're talking a big game because they have it. They have a lot of money. They are demonstrating that they can invest it and control it. And like everything that's in their control, they're clearly doing a great job with from an economic standpoint. But when they're talking about things that are like, oh, well, this is going to look like this in 50 years or 30 years. Do you ever think about like, what if fucking like nuclear bombs went off and now no one even has money on a computer anymore?
Yeah. I don't know if I think that's just like a topic of discussion, because when I came home, that was the exact objections that I would get. Not nuclear warfare, but what is the consideration of the conflicts that happen in the Middle East, right? And for me, from being the boots on the ground, that's why I said you have to go, like anybody that is like completely ignorant to what's happening there, you really have to go there to understand and see it and feel it, whether you think that this could last for 50 to 100 to forever or not. And that's not my position to try to convince somebody to invest their money, because that's not what I would want somebody to feel like, hey, I just invested this money with you. Now there's fucking bombs dropping. Right. Like that has to be, you have to be like, oh, UAE, I'm interested, before I'm like pitching you on the UAE. You understand? Yeah. So I think it's a difficult, obviously right now and the time that we're in, it's like, maybe I look stupid. Maybe I do. But
I don't think it's stupid. You can't control when a national security threat like pops off.
Yeah, and I think that's really the extent of what I can really say on that, like, because I don't know.
Right.
I was there, and when I was there, like, you do feel a sense of security. It's so difficult to relate the feeling because when you're walking around Dubai and you walk around the UAE and you walk around RAC of what it looks like right now, like the speed of development is like, I was there in December, I went in January, there were different landscapes from that time frame right there, 1 month, right? They're working 24/7 nonstop on the development, and things are being sold and things are being bought, and it's just constantly moving so fast where, you know, to relate to what I know here in the real estate business, it's like two different worlds. And, you know, just on a landscape and like architecture point of view, like I find myself just like walking around, like taking pictures of everything. They have a building that is literally in a twist, you know?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And like things like that, like the Burj Khalifa, like it's the tallest building in the world. Like, and they could, and it's difficult to fathom these things where it's like, we live next to New York City, which is another one of the greatest in the world, right? Architecture wise, looking at it, and, you know, like people pay millions of dollars to live on this side of the Hudson to look at that every day. It's hard to relate that view to what you see in Dubai because those buildings were built in like 1890.
Right.
You know,
A lot of it, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the buildings in Dubai were built in 2005, 2010, and now.
They just invented a city.
And it's just like growing out of the ground. And that's exactly what's happening in RAC, which is why in my head, and when I look at these and I see Jacob & Co., Aston Martin, Lamborghini, Hilton, Wynn, Wyndham, the biggest brands in the world, putting their name on things and investing their money there, it seems as if, I know that there's enough money to support lower level investors to get involved. Now, understanding what's happening now, I think only time could tell, you know, what the exact damage is and what control the UAE can do in making everybody feel secure again. From the people I know, boots on the ground, they feel very safe. They back to their normal daily, you know, going to work, going home. You know, like the real interesting thing is the way that you invest in these units, like on a lower scale. Like if you're just buying units, you're buying them pre-construction and you're buying them directly from the developer. So you buy on a payment plan.
How does that work?
So you put a reservation fee of like 5% down when you like sign the agreement of reservation. And then over the course of the development, you pay 50% before the product is done. And then you pay 50% after the product is finished.
In like a mortgage? Or
It's
right away?
The remaining 50%, you could get a mortgage on.
Okay.
As a you know, foreign international, you could get a mortgage on the remaining 50%.
As someone who I personally am not a fan of carrying a lot of debt. It forces you to have to pay way more up front and get more equity in it right away. I kind of like that.
But no matter what, that 50% you're paying, it's over time anyway, and there's no interest on it, and there's no...
You're not putting 10% down on a house, buying it the next day, and having a 90% mortgage for the next 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when we're looking at these, it's not like the investors are buying them to go live in them. There's like, you know, great ROI on them or flip potential once the casino is finished.
Right.
When you're buying it at pre-construction costs, you know, maybe the market goes up 20, 50%, you know.
Right.
There's wild stories where investors have made 4 times their money, you know, like it's real things happening in the market because it moves as the development happens. Yep. But what I'm saying about this payment plan now is you have a group of, you know, millions of dollars of payment plans that are due right now when bombs are being dropped.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So,
dude.
like these people who have committed to buying these, the conversations I'm having with my people boots on the ground is, so today's Thursday, Wednesday went back to work. On Tuesday, we had a conversation like they haven't called on making payments whose payments are due, right? Like the developers aren't making their calls like, because if your payment's due, they're going to call you, be like, hey, you got to make your payment.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're actively calling their investors like, hey, make your payment, because how's that conversation going to go?
Not great.
Right? Obviously. So there might be a little blip in time of whatever this is while this is going on that, you know, maybe payments hold for a second. I know construction hasn't stopped and the work hasn't stopped, but, you know, that's going to be a data point that I'm going to stay focused on to see how the market's going to move, because that's if the million investors that have only 20% invested right now, like if you keep missing payments, you're going to lose your sale purchase agreement and your reservation, and they're going to take that 20% from you that you already paid and go to the next investor. But if there's world conflict happening, we have to see how that's going to be handled.
Well, I got good news for you because you're taking care of on both sides of it. If the real estate thing don't work out because of this whole war, I'm going to make you our Middle Eastern war correspondent. Let's get a hard fucking hat on this guy, send him to the middle of the zone and monitor it. Why are we monitoring America right now? That's not making me happy.
Because we got stuff going on, flood advisories. We got.
All right. I'm worried about rockets and nukes in the Middle East right now.
You gotta stay updated.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we'll say so. Move that map over, Deef, all the way to the Middle East.
Yeah,
Keep going. Let's monitor again over there.
Let's go check out Nick's area.
Yeah. So we're gonna send you right there, and then I'll just. I'll sit here safe in this studio away from the nukes and the rockets and everything, and you can just tell me about all the chaos. And if you want to go over to Iran, I'll pay double.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, your boy
We're talking at
Arab.
least-
Your boy Arab was just there,
I know.
and he was talking sunshine and roses when he was there.
Of course, he's a contrarian. As
You
you all
guys are
know.
looking good. You got a little DIFC.
Ain't that crazy?
That's Dubai.
That's the best part about this studio. We can be sitting here bullshitting, and like someone who's just sitting there with us is like in the middle of a fucking war zone.
I
right
know.
now. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm out here, fam. What's going on? Crazy.
Power of independent
Have you spoken
journalism.
to him about this?
I actually haven't spoken to him. We were texting. Oh, I got to text him back, actually. We were texting last week about something else, and then this broke out, so I got to talk to him. He wasn't in Iran when it broke out, though.
No, I know.
But he was just there.
He was just there.
Yeah.
He was going when I was going the first time.
Right.
Right before we had our last conversation, I was like,
Right.
I'm going to Dubai. He's like, oh.
He's always going somewhere.
Do you know there's a civil war in the Sudan right now?
I'm well aware.
And Myanmar.
Yeah, I got a guy on the ground in Sudan who's probably causing the whole fucking
Well,
thing.
because I didn't even know that was happening, and then the other day I was on here and I'm
Monitoring.
like, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
Myanmar. We did the whole podcast
got-
with Ephraim, remember?
Oh yeah.
Mine-
We
My-
literally did a 3-hour podcast on that.
Yeah, I mean Myanmar's going up.
Yeah, I actually should call him too. But Sudan got CIA written all over it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a direct source.
Well, yeah.
Hasn't Myanmar been in civil war for a
For a
long
while. In
time?
fact, in all seriousness, it is nasty out there.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about this Free Burma Rangers.
Yeah.
Guy went out there and was just giving aid to people and then developed this whole unit
Yeah.
out of it, but it's insane.
Yeah, we had Ephraim Matos here for 244, and then again for 339. He's my buddy who was a Navy SEAL who fought like ISIS and then started this organization and goes places around the world. But he's done serious operations in Myanmar, which is, I forget how it works. It used to be known as Burma, but it's Myanmar now. Probably saying it
Right,
wrong.
right.
And met his wife there and everything, but he told stories about it both times, particularly this last time when he was here for 339. He was talking about it for the last hour or so of that podcast, and it is fucking nasty out there. And it's also like a ground zero spot for a proxy war with China because there's ports down in the south. So everything's basically like, the Elmo meme with the fire. It's just, that's what we're looking at. But I'm going to send you out there because
Yeah.
you got a lot of intel on the ground. You wear the hard hat. No one's going to fuck with you. I mean, you are a big target, but
I definitely would not go if there was active war zone happening.
I'm gonna pay you at least $20 an hour. You gotta go.
I mean, that's great money. Listen, we could definitely
rate.
work out a deal as long as everybody's beak gets wet, you
Yeah,
know?
that's right. That's right. But that's really interesting that like you're in the middle of this fucking odyssey while everything's exploding.
It's like, so some of the clients I'm talking to are like very large institutional type investors, and they have been in that region for 20 plus years and have exited actually. But they're extremely interested in the development going on around Wynn and Rack, right?
Yep.
So timing of it is very weird, but for the past week we've been in a discussion, and he brought these things up to me in our discussion, and his outlook on it is pretty much what I said in the beginning. First of all, you have to see what the end result of all this is, like
Yes.
how much damage actually happens, right? But be it that it's just what's happening now, where it's like just, he's calling it theatrics, where they're attacking U.S. embassies in U.S. areas, and I don't know. I keep seeing this Asian guy on TikTok talking about they're going to go after their water and food supply.
Professor Jang.
Pull him up,
Dude,
please.
that's my brother, dude.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yo, that's my dog.
He's monitoring the situation
That's my
amazingly.
Chinese brother right there.
He
He
is.
ain't monitoring. He been predicting, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's.
We've been Deef and me have been on Professor Jang for like a year.
We need to get him here right now.
Here's the thing about Professor
Yeah,
Chang, and I
it's
like
tough.
the guy a lot. He is from China, and so I'm always wondering, is this like
Where's
some
his-
psyop kind of stuff, whatever? But like he gets shit right, and I really want him to not be like a Chinese spy. I really like him.
What's his name? Professor Jang?
Yeah, he's
I mean,
based
he's
in
scaring the
Canada.
shit out of me. Obviously.
Yeah, he talks that tight.
Yeah, but like he ends. He says.
Oh,
some
okay,
stuff
okay,
where,
okay,
like,
okay. And
So if Iran gets attacked to the left, then the war breaks out, and now the U.S. loses the war.
And then he does the rhetoricals. He'll be like, okay, and if you are a big government, how are you going to control your people? Okay.
Yeah, we got you here right now, Nico. What's your opinion on Pax Judaica?
I don't even know how to spell that. What's that?
Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, he's a trip, bro.
But going back to this big time real estate guy's perspective on it, he's like, it's gonna affect the market for the month, the 2 months, whatever the time period is. But the Wynn is projected to open March 2027. If that has to get delayed, all the other development projects on the island are expected 2028 to 2030. So we're not talking about a market that is a direct hit right now.
Right.
Maybe your money moves around a little bit in the next year or two, but for the long term, the plan of RAC between the three master developments is for it to look like Dubai.
Right.
And so, depending on how this ends, he's still very bullish on it. Pretty much is what the point I'm trying to make.
Every time we see Nico come over, he's gonna have like an extra gold chain. Eventually, it'll be like a white robe. Then he'll have on like the Gucci.
I'll have the dish
sunglasses.
dash on.
Then he'll have on like the hat thing.
got
It's
it,
not
too.
a hat that they wear. I mean, there will be signs that
There will
you're doing
definitely
okay.
be signs. I put it on my Instagram story last night that I need a new home office and a new car this year. So
That's right.
if this war ends tomorrow, maybe this all happens.
Well, I hope it does because it'll be good for all of us.
It
and
would
good
be
for you.
great for all of us.
But it's really cool, man. It's cool to see you go worldwide.
Yeah.
Community worldwide now.
So yeah, I think that's also the coolest part about this because it expands my network and my community like amazingly, not only to the
Orson Welles.
Deef's pulling up stuff over here, people.
not only to the UAE, but like these developers, they are in all global markets.
Right.
So it doesn't hold me accountable to only doing business there. It just expands my network so much more to be able to add value to my people that I'm already doing business with here and expand my knowledge and be more of a resource in that capacity.
Right.
And very excited because, even last time I was here, like I was in a major growing point and like I feel like I hit an anchor and I hit like a ceiling and now I'm reaching a whole nother ceiling
That's how it goes.
with these relationships. And also in like the personal life, like, you told me I got to get on the AM workouts and like I am on like a 70-30
Good.
AM workout thing, but just honing in on that and getting more in tune with that, like it just expands me being a resource to my community so much better.
Yeah, you think sometimes, I mean, you've been like public on your stories and stuff with like you trying to get back on your workout plan and stuff like that. You think when you're working so hard every day, I mean, I've seen you leave places where we left ready for a hangover to happen, and I wake up like 4 hours after you did looking at it, and you're like driving out to a showing and I'm like throwing up, like watching it. Like you work hard, like you're working every damn day and going around. Do you think it's hard sometimes to, balance out like taking care of yourself too with, going balls to the walls?
I think that's the most difficult thing out of all of the things I'm juggling right now to, stay committed to. But the reality of the situation is that's the most important thing to hold everything together, because the better and sharper I am physically and mentally, the better and sharper I am will be with my business, and my energy will be higher, just like from actual physical things to like self-confidence and like my mental clarity and all those things that could potentially affect being sharp in business taking care of my physical and mental health clears all that stuff out and allows me to, see the vision because, we all work so hard because we have big dreams and big goals. What's the point of achieving all those big dreams and big goals if you're not self-confident and not feeling like correct in your own body? That's what you battle. That's what I battle. And my real battle is food because I've been in the food business my entire life, like we spoke about last time. And I'm very passionate about cooking and trying new foods and it's difficult to my dad calls it the push away. We have to do push-aways. You have to just push it away. Stop eating.
But it's also like what it is too.
Of course.
Right?
Of
that
course.
was a huge, when I was making all my lifestyle changes because of what I was going through. I ate pretty well before that and everything. Like I wasn't eating badly, but when I really honed in on a daily basis, during the week especially, like having clear natural foods or whatever, I never looked at fucking calories or shit like that. I was just like, I'm giving my body great fuel and it allows me to be really on it in here, and that's what it is for everybody.
100%. It's all about fueling your body correctly and like all trying to do natural. Like I don't know if you ever met my mom, but my mom is like the number one like anti-bad food. Like her and RFK could probably be like twins.
Be careful. He's a real dog. I'm just saying. You gotta watch that guy.
Like, she was on anti-vegetable oil for the last 10 years. That's how deep she's in this, like, rabbit hole of it.
No red dyes.
No dyes. No
seed oils.
She's on that carnivore shit. Like, she thinks that, like, eating broccoli will fuck up your stomach. Like,
what?
Because your body doesn't process it well enough. Like, I'm telling you, you got to talk to her. Like,
I'll talk to her about that. I ate a lot of broccoli. I feel great. You saw me today.
You were eating a plate of broccoli. I was almost worried, like, what's going on?
You thought that was my whole lunch. I'm like, nah, this is like the middle course, my guy.
But yeah, I think today's conversation was great. I do have to run right now.
Oh, man, on the move.
Hollywood.
Business meetings, cutting us short.
Hollywood.
Huh? Very Hollywood around here. That's all right.
But I think I'm interested to see the clips that we're able to get out of this.
I think there was some good stuff in here. You'll have for sure.
I'm very worried about the UAE stuff because obviously, like I said, like from the financial standpoint, everybody there is putting out the same message.
Right.
And I can only speak about how I feel and what I'm going through. And I think that's what I'm very good at doing and not putting out the message that other people want me to put out.
Right.
So I think I spoke very transparent and honest and explained, my position in all of this. Whereas really my position is if you're that level of investor that's interested in international and global investment, I legitimately have the relationships with people that are boots on the ground, getting you the best deal to, allow that entry. Now,
you're also intimidating too. That helps.
I mean, we could talk.
in.
Like, I feel like also my friend hit me up today. He's like, "I need a security guard. Can I hire you?"
Did he actually?
Yeah.
No, that ass Steve. When we were walking in to see Sacco and Vanzetti for the first time, me, John, and Nico walked in, and we get into the really cramped elevator in that building, and some schmeeby guy kind of walks in, and he looked like a critic, and we were right. He was literally the critic. So John says, "You excited for the play?" And he goes, "Yeah, I do this a lot. I'm actually here to critique it." And I was like, "It's a really good one." And then we just look, and Nico's just fucking breathing on him. And the guy's like looking up at him. I'm like, "You're really gonna like this. I'm sure the review's gonna be great." And he just kept breathing on him, and the guy wrote a fucking bang.
He wrote a good review.
Yeah. We also sat behind
put the fear of God
in like fucking beaters back there.
Yeah,
like
we did. I took my shirt off.
Nico and me are like leaning over his shoulder, like, it very good. Yeah, keep it going.
I literally was in a wife beater.
Yeah, it was hot.
Well, yeah, man, we'll keep doing this for you. Some of the clips you guys have put together has been great. So whatever we can do here,
I appreciate it. And like,
anytime.
For those people out there that don't know, we're in Julian Dory's podcast room, and he's welcomed me in with open arms. So we appreciate the network and the relationship.
Fuck yeah, brother. Anytime.
Community.
Community.
Community.